If you think pottage is boring, wait until you see this version. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm super excited to show you how I make my hearty flavorful yam sweet potato pottage. Perfect for a cozy meal. I will take you through each step from prepping the fish to simmering the yam and sweet potatoes so you can make it just like I do. The first thing I do is to cut my fish and transfer them into the bowl. And don't worry, if you don't have the exact fish I use, you can use mackerel, croaker or any fish of your choice. I cut the fish into medium-sized pieces, then I transfer it into a bowl and give it a very thorough rinse to remove any dirt or excess blood. Once the fish is properly washed, I season with smoked paprika for a deep smoky flavor, curry powder, oregano, seasoning cube and salt. Feel free to adjust the seasoning to your taste, lovelies. I lightly spray some oil over the fish and mix everything together really well, making sure each piece is evenly coated. Next, I transfer them onto a baking tray lined with foil paper, spreading them out so they bake evenly. I bake the fish in the oven until it's cooked through and slightly golden. Baking helps keep the fish firm so it does not break apart later when we add it to the sauce. If you don't have an oven, you can grill, pan fry or deep fry them. All method works perfectly. While the fish is baking, I move on to my pepper mix. This is where all the flavors in this porridge comes from. I'm using bell peppers, Scotch bonnet peppers for it, fresh tomatoes and onions. You can always adjust the quantity of Scotch bonnet depending on how spicy you like your food. I take everything to the zinc, wash them properly, then deseed the peppers. Removing the seed helps control the heat and give a smoother blend. After that, I cut everything into a smaller pieces so it blends easily. Next, I transfer all the chopped peppers, tomatoes and onions into the blender. I add just a little water, not too much, only enough to help the blade move easily. Then I blend everything until it's smooth and well combined. You want a rich, vibrant pepper blend that will fry down nicely later and give the porridge that beautiful color and deep flavor. The next thing you want to do, lovelies, is to heat some palm oil in a pot. Make sure the oil is hot but not bleached. We just want it warm enough to fry the onions and pepper blend. I add sliced onions and fry them until they soften and become slightly fragrant. This helps build the flavor for the porridge. Once the onions are ready, I pour in my blended pepper mix. I stir everything together to combine, then cover the pot and let it fry down. This step is very important because it helps reduce the raw taste of the pepper and allow the flavor to come together beautifully. Every few minutes, I open the pot and give it a good stir to prevent it from burning at the bottom. You will notice the color dipping and the oil starts to rise slightly to the top. That's how you know the pepper mix is properly fried. While the pepper mix is frying, I move on to prepping my yam and sweet potatoes. I peel them carefully and cut them into small even-sized pieces. Cutting them this way helps them cook faster and more evenly. After cutting, I give them a good rinse to remove any dirt and keep everything clean. I check back on the pepper base, give it a stir and then season with ground crayfish, seasoning cubes and salt. At this point, lovelies, always taste and adjust your seasoning if needed. Once everything is well mixed, I add in the yam and sweet potatoes. I stir everything together so the yam and sweet potatoes are nicely coated in the pepper sauce. I pour in hot water just enough to slightly cover them. I cover the pot and let it cook on medium heat until the yam and sweet potatoes are soft and tender. Once they are cooked, I mash some of the yam and sweet potatoes right in the pot but not all of them. This helps thicken the porridge while still leave some chunks for texture. I add chopped basil leaf for freshness and aroma, then reduce the heat and let it simmer gently. While the porridge is simmering on low heat, I start working on the pepper sauce for the fish. I take some fresh peppers and onions, wash and deseed them. Then I add them into my chopper, then blend roughly. Next, I add some oil in a separate pot and add sliced onions. I fry the onions until it becomes fragrant and slightly translucent. Once the onions are ready, I pour in the chopped pepper mixture and stir gently. I season the sauce with seasoning cube and salt, mix everything together, then cover the pot and let it fry down. This allows the pepper to cook properly and the flavor to concentrate. I stir occasionally to prevent burning and to ensure the sauce cooks evenly. Once the pepper sauce has fried down nicely and the oil has slightly separated, I gently add in the oven baked fish. Since the fish is already cooked, I'm very careful at this stage so it does not break apart. I spoon the sauce over the fish instead of stirring too much. This helps the fish absorb other rich pepper flavor while still keeping its shape. I let the fish fry in the sauce for a few minutes so it can soak in the seasoning properly. Lovelies, at this point, the aroma is amazing. Once the fish is well coated and the sauce has fried beautifully, I finish it with chopped spring onions for freshness and pop of color. Now I I go back to check the pottage, I give it a really good stir to make sure everything is well combined and nothing is sticking to the bottom of the pot. At this point, the pottage should be thick, creamy and perfectly cooked. You want to give it the final taste and adjust with seasoning if needed. Once I'm happy with the texture and flavor, I turn off the heat and let it rest for a minute. Resting helps everything settle and allow the flavors to come together beautifully. The next thing I do is to plate the porridge up while it's still hot and comforting. I serve it with the pepper fish on top. Make sure to spoon some of that rich sauce over the fish for extra flavor. The combination of the creamy pottage and the spicy flavorful fish is absolutely delicious. And that's it, lovelies, my hearty comforting pottage made with yam, sweet potatoes and rich peppered fish. This meal is perfect for lunch or dinner and is sure to keep you satisfied. If you enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know in the comments how you like to make your own pottage, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, lovelies.